Hi, my name is Ricky Hill. Born and raised in the Outer Banks of North Carolina, I have been around engines my whole life. My grandfather has been a commercial fisherman his whole life, and whenever his boat was broken, his business was closed, so he had to take his own time to repair his engines. I would watch at a young age as he would tinker with his boat motor for hours on end. This started my interest in motors. When I was in high school, my school had a graduation project where junior year we had to write a 10-page paper about what we wanted to do, and our senior year we had to have a hands on experience connected with our paper. I chose to write my paper on performance parts on general cars and what upgrades were beneficial and which ones were not. After writing a 10-page paper on car performance, I was excited to get to working on my own 2000 Mitsubishi Eclipse. My mentor, who lives less than a mile away from me, has many different cars, and while he is home from his work schedule, if he's not working on his '69 Camaro or 2002 Special Edition Corvette, he is in the process of making his 700 horsepower plus mud truck to race at Dennis Anderson's monster truck. Or he's looking for the cheapest car to enter in his next demolition derby. My mentor is the reason for changing my love of engines from boats to cars. After I painted my car and got a cold air intake into my Eclipse during the summer between junior and senior year, without the help of my mentor, the high school decides to take the senior projects out of the system, and I no longer had the chance to complete my hands on experience with my mentor on my project. Then I looked where I could go next. I found UTI where I could get the hands on experience I wanted to do with my senior project. I applied senior year and was accepted. However, my mother was not as excited in my life choice as I was. She told me that I was not allowed to go to UTI since there is not accredited diploma from a real college. So I applied to other schools and ended up going to UNC Chapel Hill as a Tar Heel. Let's just say the college life was not for me. I would go to my 350 plus student classes, work hard, pay attention, and still really not know what is going on. Because even though I'm paying attention, the 100, 150 people sitting in front of me, they were not. They were either on Facebook or other websites, pulling my attention away from the professor. I completed my freshman year and returned back for my sophomore year. After my first semester sophomore year, my family decided to take a 7-day cruise to Jamaica for a Christmas break. Within the first 24 hours of leaving the port in Miami, I had completely separated my knee in half, and my shin was about 2 inches above my thigh, about like this. About 3 hours of my leg being out of place, the doctors made the choice of not waiting on the helicopter to take me back to the States, but just yanked my leg back into place with very minimal medication since I was on a cruise. So my cruise went from a 7-day vacation to a 1-day cruise and then 2-hour trip from the ship to the airport in Jamaica. This was not my first knee accident. Since 2009, I have had 5 surgeries. 2 of those came from this accident itself. Since I needed 2 surgeries after my first semester, my doctor recommended taking the next semester off from school and taking the time to rehab fully instead of returning back to school. So I took this past semester off, and now I've decided to look at my life on how I want to live it instead of what was actually going on. I had planned to go to Chapel Hill to become a physical therapist. Since I had had 2 knee surgeries in high school, I felt like I had known what was going on. I thought I could know enough about my knee already that I could learn other body parts since I was observing other patients while I was in physical therapy. But then I realized that I did not want to become a physical therapist, that I had been a patient for 5 years straight and have not been able to live my young teenage life. I really want to learn about cars and do what I want to do, not what my family wants me to get done. When I grow up and get out of the house, I have to pay the bills, not my parents. My mom realizes that now I was not happy with UNC, but then that I have a real passion for cars. She's now fully supportive of my decision mentally, but cannot help me out financially due to my 5 knee surgeries and my father being told that he will lose his job in September. My father is a postal employee, and with the post office cutting back they are shutting down almost all of the post offices in our area. My family has told me that if I wanted to go to UTI, that I will have to finance my own way. Every time I get my mind set around cars, something happens to try to take cars out of my life. From my school taking away our senior projects, to my mom wanting to me have an official degree. However, I have thought for many hours, and I know that cars are what I want to do for the rest of my life. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to pay for it at the moment, but I know that I'm going to go to UTI and work as hard as I can to achieve my goal of becoming a BMW Master Technician and fulfill my dream with working on cars. Everyone that has given me advice lately has said the same thing. If cars is what you want to do for your life, then follow your dream. All of the students that go to college, most of them go to college not knowing what they want to do. Get through college and they still don't know what to do. I know UTI is where I want to go, and I'm doing everything possible to make this happen. Thank you.